So the big question is this: how do small business owners like us grow our leadership, develop our teams, and scale our business in a way that allows us to get our products and services out to the world, yet still remain profitable? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. I'm Bradley Hamner, and this is the Club Capital Leadership Podcast. Welcome to The Bottom Line, a new weekly podcast series that we drop every Thursday to complement our weekly Monday podcast interviews with the industry leaders. These podcasts are going to be designed to give you short, impactful, and value-driven information that you can start using right away in your business. I value your time and attention and will do my very best not to waste it. Just get what you need and go. So with that, let's get into today's episode. Are you an agency owner looking to grow your revenue, increase your bottom line, and better manage your taxes? Club Capital is here to help. Club Capital is the largest accounting and advisory firm for insurance agents in the country, providing monthly accounting, tax strategy, and CFO services. Way more than bookkeeping and your everyday run-of-the-mill tax prep, Club Capital is focused on providing financial and tax advisory services that help you plan and forecast your agency's performance. Their financial dashboards and agency forecasting tools help you better understand your agency's historical performance, create and measure future targets, and see how your agency compares to your peers around the country. Imagine what it would be like to understand the impact to your bottom line when deciding to hire a new employee, or forecast the impact rate changes or commission rates will have on your business. With over $200 million in tracked annual revenue and $140 million in tracked annual expenses, Club Capital has the data and the team to help you make better informed decisions for your agency. They will help you turn that back office stress into the backbone of your agency's success by giving you the tools to take your agency and your leadership to the next level. Visit club.capital today to book a solution overview with one of our business consultants. Club Capital, way more than a CPA firm. Vision is the first step towards success. It's time to level up your agency. And Coach P Consulting will help you do just that by using the same strategies he used to sell over 700 life insurance policies in 2021 alone. Now, this is not your regular one and done type coaching. You'll get personalized coaching 2 days a week, every week of the month, and you'll get a live look behind the scenes of his team training and an office that's performing at the highest level. There's a reason Coach P Consulting is the fastest growing coaching company for insurance agency owners in the country. Coach P will train your team alongside his own and show you the exact steps they are taking to achieve Chairman Circle, exotic travel, and multi-line presence club, and be one of the few agents to be selected to have a third office. So whether your goal is to be at the top of your local market or amongst the best in the country, this training will give you the strategies and the tactics to get there. For just $250 a month, you'll get high-level coaching each week from someone who is already getting it done at that level, and his strategies work, and it's time to put them to work for you. Sign up at coachpconsulting.com and get your first full month for free when you mention the Club Capital Leadership Podcast.
Hey everyone. So there are a lot of concepts and a lot of frameworks that have really helped me in my businesses and for me personally. But one of the ones that absolutely I can tell you has had the greatest impact on me in the way that I approach certain things to be able to build and scale is this one called the Buyback Principle. And it simply is this: you don't hire to grow your business, you hire to buy back your time. And that in turn is what grows the business, because you see, the most finite asset that your business possesses is your time, the founder's time. And where you allocate that time is the single most important thing that's going to grow and scale your company. Yes, far beyond your team. Attracting A players, incredibly important. Developing A players, absolutely incredibly important. But there's nothing that is more important than where you allocate your time. You see, I don't think that the ones that are doing more than us are working any harder. They just get more from every step that they take. It's almost like when Warren Buffett takes a step, he's taking 1 million steps or 10 million steps or 100 million steps more than I would because of where he is. And that's how a lot of the business owners that are doing the things that we want to be able to do, that's how they're doing it as well. They're taking these steps that seem like they're running, but they're not. If you think about a business owner that does $400,000 in top line revenue, and the amount of hours that they're spending. They're working 50 hours, 60 hours a week. They never can shut it off. They take work with them everywhere that they go. They're never able to shut it off. Yet, when you take somebody who does 10 times that, say they've got a $4 million business, the thing that we probably don't think about as much, but we subconsciously maybe assume that they're working 10 times harder. They're not. They're just getting more out of that. Well, why is that? It's because they have leverage, but they've been able to use the revenue to buy back your time. And where you don't begin to, build a business that you grow to hate. If you ever had this experience, maybe you're there now, that as your business is growing, there's more problems coming to you. There's more complexity. There's more team member issues. And you almost grow to resent your own business. But there's a better way. And the buyback principle came from one of my personal coaches, and that's Dan Martell, who helped me to understand, wait a minute, there's a better way to do this, that I actually take the business revenue, and as we grow, I buy back more time. I'm recording this on Tuesday, August the 1st. This will drop several weeks from now on the podcast. But we yesterday just onboarded a client success manager. She's working 10 hours a week. And so why did we do that? Well, there were some, I wouldn't say problems, but there were some things that we needed to clean up. And there were some areas that we needed some additional support, some additional capacity. Well, the business has been growing. And so we used some of that, not all of it, but some of that additional incremental revenue to buy back more of my time. Kind of goes along with the episode that I did around lug nuts and keeping lug nuts tight as opposed to constantly tightening lug nuts. And it really all points back to this. In fact, the EA, my growth assistant, my creative marketing assistant, et cetera, all of this, and no matter what the title is, but especially my executive assistant, are all designed to help me to buy back my time. Because if I can buy back my time and I can reinvest that time into the things that actually grow the business, then I get to do more of the things I love to do, the things that give me energy, and the things that ultimately are going to grow the business. It's like I get to, if I carve out an extra 3 hours a week, 4 hours a week, this person who's going to work 10 hours a week, I would rather pay the money for that, so then I can focus on the business that it's actually going to get me 10x growth in the business versus just the 10 hours that I'm paying her in the business. And so the principle, the buyback principle, again, I learned from the man, Dan Martell, one of my coaches, is you don't hire to grow the business. You hire first to buy back your time. So all the hires, how does this help you to buy back your time? So then you can reinvest that. You can fill it back with the things that are actually going to grow the business. This concept, that sentence is so simple, but once you grasp the power of that, you begin to realize that, hey, let's just say I make $300,000 a year. I'm just using that as an example. Your hourly rate is $150 an hour. Well, what is the buyback principle? Buyback rate says, well, if you look at and get a 4x return, you have somebody that you're paying $35, $37.50 an hour, you're going to get a 4x return on your time and your money, presuming that you actually replace the things you were doing at $20, $25, $30 an hour work with the things that are $150 an hour work. See, we've been told many times, hey, if I just get the things off of me that's $15 an hour work, that's true. But the real unlock is, what are the things that are the $150 an hour work? And that thought process has to be done, because you may shove off all the things that are $15 an hour work, but if you create some capacity for you, but if you don't replace it with $150 an hour work, you've just added overhead. And so for the CSM, the client success manager, we just onboarded yesterday. That's going to, over the next couple of weeks, it's going to buy back more of my time. Well, if that doesn't help, if that doesn't allow me to go and invest in what my hourly rate is, then ultimately I just added 10 extra hours times what I pay her. I've just added that much more in overhead, and that doesn't accelerate the business. But if I replace that time and I point my energy, my time, my effort, all of those things to the things that are, my hourly rate, or same thing in yours, your hourly rate, then those are the things that's actually going to grow the business. Hope this helped you. Hope this served you well. Have a great day. Lead well.